Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I am Steve.
And I'm Scott.
And together, we are Backyard Musings. We're broadcasting from Apple Valley, California. A little bit chilly outside. Looks like it's going to rain. And Scott, well, he's so sweet that he'll melt. So we decided to be indoors. He's a little softy. He is. Anyways, we're the Science and Technology channel, and we report on articles. We're not the subject matter experts, but the people who write these articles are subject matter experts. So we throw our commentary in there too. So here we go. This is really interesting today. CBD is gaining popularity as a remedy for pregnancy symptoms like nausea and anxiety, but new research suggests it may not be as safe as many believe. A study from McMaster University found that oral cannabis use, including both THC and CBD, is linked to impaired fetal growth, abnormal placental development, and long term behavioral changes in offspring. This was published February 5th, 2025, in eBiomedicine, part of the Lancet Discovery Science. Would you like to know more?
Okay, so the study found that oral cannabis use from early to mid pregnancy was associated with restricted fetal growth, changes in placenta development, and long term effects on offspring behavior, including altered aggression, activity levels, and learning ability. That explains a lot. Cannabinol, CBD, a compound in cannabis often used for therapeutic purposes, is becoming increasingly popular among pregnant to help manage symptoms like nausea, anxiety, and sleep disturbances. While many believe that CBD, especially when taken orally, is a safer option, research on its effects during pregnancy remains limited. The new study from researchers at McMaster University sheds light on this knowledge gap, revealing potential risks linked to both CBD and tetrahydrocannabinol, or THC, the psychoactive component of cannabis. The findings suggest that using these substances during pregnancy may impair fetal growth and development. Now,
it's a no-brainer.
I'm not an expert in this. Yeah, exactly. So the CBD side is supposed to be more like the hemp side, right? The stuff they make clothes out of and a rope. And, they found that this oil, which you can buy this stuff just about anywhere, right? But THC, that's the kick in the marijuana.
That gives you the munchies.
Well, or whatever, or makes you feel very relaxed, or it's the one that gives you the altered state. Or I don't know if CBD does that. I mean, again, I'm not an expert in either one of these things, but I don't know. So I don't know why anybody would want to be taking THC laced products or anything like that if they're pregnant. Usually, and again, we had two sons. I'm not an expert on pregnancy either, but I remember when my wife was pregnant, and other people that I've known that have been pregnant, they usually don't let you take just about anything when you're pregnant, right? They suggest you don't drink, you don't smoke.
Right.
I don't even know if you're allowed to take like pain meds like aspirin or
that
Tylenol.
Has to be carefully vetted.
Right? Yeah. So why they would allow or suggest this as a pain medication, or
I think this is fringe advice.
Anti-nausea, right? So
fringe advice telling you to do this.
Yeah. Exactly.
Trying to peddle their product. But we were talking before the break, and back in the 50s, pregnant mothers, they didn't realize the risk of smoking to the baby, and babies were starting to be born with developmental problems. And then all of a sudden they realize, it's nicotine, it's the smoke that they're inhaling. So, this is kind of a no-brainer when you're taking cannabis. You don't want to mess around with this with your baby.
Right. Well, I was going to say, because it's not just you at this point. Again, this is a debatable thing, right? It's not just your body. It's you're affecting whatever you eat or you consume the baby is going to get part of that, if not all of it, the same thing you're getting. So anyway.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we got a quote here. The use of cannabis during pregnancy is rising in Canada. Most previous studies focus on exposure to cannabis smoke or just the psychoactive component of cannabis, THC, leaving other cannabis ingredients and methods of consumption understudied. However, consuming cannabis orally or only using other cannabis ingredients like CBD is often perceived as safer despite this lack of evidence. Our study is shedding light that there's a possibility that CBD might also be harmful in the pregnancy, end quote, says Tyra Ritchie, who led the study while completing her master's degree in the medical sciences program at McMaster University and with the McMaster Immunology Research Center.
This is kind of like planting a seed, right? You plant a seed, you go through all the process of nurturing it, watering it, fertilizing it, hoping that something's going to grow. And if it doesn't grow, okay, so you plant another seed, or you try to figure out what you did. Now we're talking about life, messing with people's lives, kids' lives, babies' lives. Why would you take a chance on that? It's not like you could start over. Well, you can start over, but we're dealing with a life form here, not a plant. Or I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at this all wrong.
There are reasons that the mother could justify doing this, but I'm not going to get into that because that might be shaming, and I don't want to shame anybody. But
yeah, I'm not.
You're right. You're
I'm not
right.
trying
We
to-
got to look out for the baby. The baby's involved too.
Right, and it's not an experiment, like I said, that you're going to do in a biology class or a science class at school. This is, you're talking about
Life.
life. So, all right, the group of scientists led by Ritchie and Ali Ashkar, professor with McMaster's Department of Medicine, conducted the research by administering cannabis oil to mouse models.
Mice.
And yep, we love the mice. And follow the development of the fetuses during pregnancy and post-birth. The researchers found that both THC and CBD impaired fetal growth, causing fetuses to be small when compared to mice that did not receive cannabis. Okay, that's a good test, I think, right?
Yeah.
Additionally, they found that both the THC and the CBD impact the development of blood vessels that supply the placenta and therefore the baby with nutrients. So right there, that would seal it for me.
Yeah. So here's another quote. We did see that both THC and CBD can disrupt a special type of immune cell called a uterine NK cell that is crucial in normal development of the placenta. We also saw poor development of the arteries that help supply blood to the placenta. We're thinking this is what is possibly disrupting the nutrient and oxygen delivery to the baby and contributing to the intrauterine growth restriction, says Ashkar.
Yeah, which just, I can't even say it, but it sounds bad.
Yeah.
When observing the behavior of the babies post-birth, researchers found changes in their aggression, activity levels, and even learning ability. Quote, oral use of THC and CBD during pregnancy not only disrupts the growth of the baby, but seems to have long-term consequences as the babies were found to have changes in their behavior later in life. That's from Dr. Ritchie. I think he's a doctor. Ritchie says more research is needed to better understand the impacts of cannabis in humans during the pregnancy, but says this study shows the possibility of it being dangerous or harmful. So, yeah, why take a chance?
It's so sad we have to talk about this.
right.
It's crazy that pregnant women would use cannabis oil for anything.
Well, again, we know that that pregnant women are still, abusing their bodies with drugs and alcohol. So that happens all the time.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. So.
Yeah. All right, folks, kind of a downer episode, but we greatly appreciate you joining us, and leave your comments if you've got comments.
Yeah, please. Yeah,
All right, have a good one.
So take care, everyone. Thanks.
See ya.